Good morning. Welcome to Darlene's Creative Studio. This is Darlene speaking. I have been going through all of my closets and drawers, purging things. And when I finally got to the closet, I filled 2 boxes of art supplies that I'm going to be either selling or donating or getting rid of. I also had 2 full shelves of all the journals and little projects that I've made, and I'm sure everyone has them, closet fulls of full of journals that they've made over the last couple of years. I'm going to do a quick flip through of some of the journals that I have created that I am probably going to get rid of, and then I have a whole little pile of journals that I tried and didn't quite work or weren't quite finished, so I set those aside as well. But right now I have a huge pile of journals and I'm going to flip through them, and if you're interested in any of them, please put a comment in the comments below that you might be interested in one of them, and you can message me. My logo has my Gmail address. But I would really like to get rid of some of these. I'm going into an art show on the weekend. I'm not taking any of these. These are all just extras. But if you are interested in any of them, please put a message in the comments or private message me or email me and just let me know, because I am going to be getting rid of some of these. There's some that are fairly simple. This was an old book, and I think this was part of a tutorial that I did. And it's just a book cover with the elastics that you can slide journals. You can create your own journals and then slide them underneath the elastics. This was a very old book and the spine has been reinforced, but again, it is an older book, so it's pretty old looking. So I have that one, which I am going to get rid of. This was one of the first, when I grabbed some old books, this is one of the first things that I made. I had so much fun making this. It was just an old children's book. And what I did was I cut away some of the pages until I got to a picture page, and I stopped there, and I've added some glue along the insides here, and I have glued the outer edges, so this is all smooth and glued down. And then I took some of the fabric that I had. This was an old bandana fabric, and I glued it to the top, so it's like a little private book that you're supposed to put up in your bookshelf, and you can stash some money or bills or whatever you like in here. But this was just something that I saw on Pinterest and thought, oh, that looks like fun, and I went ahead and created it. So there's that, the 5.5 Club. Oops. There's tons of books on my desktop, so they're just falling over everywhere. This was a Reader's Digest book cover, and when I cut it, it didn't cut very nicely, so I just put some black duct tape on the edge, and I was kind of playing around with it, and I found a whole bunch of these are from an old binder filing system. And what you do is you put this little contraption through 2 holes. So then you would get a piece of paper and you would punch the paper and slide it over these, and then put this little piece back on. This was an old filing system that we used to do for our bills when I worked 10 years ago in an office. But it's nice little clipboard, and you can put some lists on here for maybe if you're doing a show and you have your show checklist. But that was a really fun idea. I have that. That's going to be going. This I believe I did a tutorial on. It's a piece of cardboard that I created this little fold out with, and it has all these little tuck spots. These are all little business card sizes. There's a little tuck spot here. I believe there's a tuck spot here, and this is a belly band with 2 little pieces there. This is a large journaling card just tucked in there. And this was a little envelope that I created. So again, this is available if anyone is interested. These were, again, something I saw on Pinterest, I believe. It was a little expense thing. I just used up a whole bunch of scraps that I had. So it holds a little pocket for putting a receipt in. It has date, expenses, and amounts. And then it has a calendar here, and you can cover this calendar with whatever month you like. And then I took some of the planner pages out of, I believe it was Garden Notes, Edith Holden Garden Notes, and you could write things down for each month. But there's January, February, March, all the way to October to December. So again, it has all the months. It has a pocket here. It does have these little slips here that you can write on. And again, you would just have to replace, just glue another month back over top of the one that's there. But this is a little, I call it the Kingfisher Expenses, excuse me, journal that I made. And then I also made this little one. This is out of an old file folder. And this was another for purchases, things that I've purchased. And I used some of the Edith Holden pages for this. And what you do is, oh, there's November, December. There's a little pocket here for receipts. You can create your own year at a glance and just slide it in there. Excuse me, I have a tickle. And then this is date ordered, from where, date delivered, received, what I purchased, and the amount. And these just slide out. So I would keep one of them as your master copy, and then just photocopy more and more as you need them. And then they just cut them out. You cut them out and slide them back into the little corners. This again was something that when I was ordering supplies and stuff through Amazon, I was keeping track of my purchases, and this actually slides out. So there's a little purchases book if you're interested in that. Excuse me. This I made a long time ago, and I dragged this from house to house to house. And what it is, just chipboard that I've covered with some scrapbooking paper. And I was making ATC cards to trade with people, so it actually has a little pocket here, and you can slide one in there. This other little piece slides out as well. So I've glued a little pocket to the front, and then when you open it up, it has, these are sleeves for when you collect, you know, hockey cards, or when the kids collected the wizard cards. These are all the size of ATC cards. And all I've done was taken one of those large sheets and cut it into 3, and the holes was here, and I created another one, and then I made some eyelets here and just put some cord through there. So this is actually just the plastic sheets, and this is for if you collect little trading cards. If you do playing cards, this will fit a playing card. So if you do a trade with someone, they can send you one and you can keep them in here. And this is just taped on, you can pull that off. But that was a little book that I made. This was my first time trying to sew using, I think it was a Coptic stitch. I'm not sure, I'll have to look that up. But and I just used embroidery floss. It was just, I was trying it. This is one of my Reader's Digest journals, and I just went ahead and tried it. And I've used Bristol inside. For the inside pages, I had tons and tons of Bristol books for another project that I was working on. So this has Bristol, so it's a nice thick cardstock type paper for sketching. And I tried to, that was my first attempt at sewing. I would obviously use a thicker thread, but it seems to be holding well. So there's that book as well. And then I went through a stage and I made all my family one of these. These are from paper bags. And I just covered them with paper and sewed them. And they all have like little pockets in the ends. And then just some paper. And then this is the bottom of the bag, and you would put a little something in there. So these were just some of the ones that I've made up. I think this is one of my first ones. And again, it has a little book there. And you open it up, and it has some pages. And then this is where I would keep my doctor's business cards or my family's addresses. And so there was that one, and this one has a little pouch. That was with a napkin, I believe. And then these were some of the other ones that I've made. This was an old planner book page. And there's a little book there. And again, the pages for putting business cards or people's addresses. A little card there. There's a little pocket there. And there's also a little pocket there. So these were, I was just having fun, and I made my family a whole bunch of these for Christmas one year. And then this one has all the little pages here with the business cards. You open that up and there's a couple of little tags there tied together. There's a little spot there for tucking something small. And then this one has a little pocket with a card in it. There. And then I am so grateful for. And that just tucks under the barfly wings. This one has a little image here. And again, these are just paper bags. I was playing around with different styles. It has a little, this one I think has a little card in here. So you can tuck something in there. And then this one has a little pocket here with a little card. So these are just fun. These were just something I made. And then this one I made out of cardstock. Very similar. Has a little pocket on the front. I create a little booklet on the inside. 2 little tags under belly bands here. 2 tags there. And then this one is actually an envelope. And I've just thrown in some extra tags and paper. But that was another one that I created, and then I just made sure it had the fold so I could sew the booklet in and have space for the elastic. So those are just some of the little projects I was working on. These were the little booklets that I had from when I did my 30-day challenge. These were some that I was testing, and they're just very simplified with a pocket there. And that was just glued on. Sketchbook paper, some little tags, goals, and then another little pocket there. So again, these were just a few that I tried. These were the Christmas papers, again with a tuck spot there, pocket, and then this booklet slides right out. So this is just the cover, and these little booklets just slide in like so. And then there's this one with the bicycles. Again, it slides out. And then this one was sewn in, and it has the pockets with the tags. And I will probably sell these 3 together. And then the same with these. Again, it was just me playing with different pockets and seeing what I liked. That's sewn in. Some more little note pages. There's a little pocket there. There's another pocket there. And then this one again, pocket, sketchbook paper, another pocket. And I'll sell these 3 together as well. So those are some of the other little notebooks I had. And then these were some of the projects I worked on. This one I made for myself, and I've never really used it. And I might put this one on my Etsy shop. I'm not sure yet. But this was some 12 fabric that I had, and I made some for my family. This has just like a little plastic sleeve envelope with some tags there. And then I made my own little inserts, and they all have pockets on the fronts and backs of these little inserts. And this book has the 12 fabric on the inside as well, but these actually slide out. These have the elastic in them, so you can make another book once this one is filled and replace them. So these both slide out. So I may put that one on my Etsy shop, but that's the blue twill. This was a binder. I think it was an old photo album, and I covered it in the twill, and I put this big, huge, thick piece of leather on the spine. you crack. And when you open it up, I put the fabric on the inside and some more paper, and then it has a little binder, and this piece of paper is actually the template. So whenever you want to put something in it, you would use this as your template and mark where the holes are with a pencil, and then just punch them with like a hole punch. But this binder, it's quite thick. I think it's about 2 inches thick. Is also going to be available to get rid of. I was working on this particular one. I think I used this one for a tutorial. Oops, I've set it in some crumbs here. This one has the book plate, and I just started adding a few more things. There's a very large envelope pocket here, and then there's another little envelope on the front here, and this holds one of those lined books. Now I have cut it off at the bottom to make it fit into this particular book, and it does have a second smaller elastic, and it does not have a pocket on the back. So there's that one, and this one is quite large. This one is so it's about an 8-inch by 10.5 inches, so it would fit an 8 by 10 piece of paper. So if you got 11 by 14 and fold it in half, you could create your own journal inside. So there's that one as well. And then these are some of the, I think I did this one for the Nick the Booksmith Desert Island Challenge. This was using certain things, paper and one piece of cardstock. And I just created this cute little booklet. Even the tags were tea stained paper folded over. I have something of a video on this on my YouTube channel. But it's all tea stained papers and little pockets and tags, but you can only use certain things. So there's that as well that I will be selling. This little book I also made for myself with a book plate, and again it just has 2 signatures, and the front one has tea stain paper and the second one has lined paper, and these are sewn in and has a little tuck spot there. And there's that little book for sale. And then these I created last year. It's just an old book cover, has an Edith Holden pages, and then my little pocket, and it has tea stained paper and lined paper, quite a few pages in I think over 132 pages in that one. And then this one has Bristol paper in it, again an old book cover, 145 pages of Bristol, and I've thrown in the odd sketchbook page as well, so that one's also for sale. We're getting rid of that one. And then I have my whole series of planner books. Now I know these are copyright, but again I'm willing to sell them if you want to email me. I have quite a few of them. I have so many planner pages. My mom gave me like 5 years of planner pages. This one I created for myself, and I think I'm still going to use it in January. This was a little book called From My Window, and I took the pages out and I put in tea stain pages, and there is over 100 little pieces of paper here, 100 pages, and I'm going to do myself a challenge, I think, and write something on each page. So that one isn't for sale, but that one is one of the ones I've made from my planner books. But all of these are made from planner pages and old book covers. This is an old book cover. It has the eyelets and the elastic. And again, you'll probably have to describe it. This one has quite a wide spine. This one is about 2 inches, I think, 1.5 inch spine. And it has the bird basket on the front with the blue sari. Silk ribbon. And inside there are 4 signatures, inserts that I've created. They're blank and lined pages. They have pockets. This one's all blank. This one is blank and lined. That one's blank and lined, and I believe, oh, they're all blank and lined except for the last one. It's all blank pages. And there's 4 elastics that will hold 4 different inserts, and these are 5 by 8 inserts, so that you can buy 5 by 8 inserts and replace them. So there's that one that's going to be for sale. This one with the pink sari silk is just an old book cover with the little book plate here. And all I've done was created 2 folders to put inside to show the size that you can put in there. So you can use those folders and add some pages and sew them in, and this could be your journals. But there's that one. It has a very thin spine, about about 3/4 of an inch. So there's that one with the pink sari silk. This one was one of my favorites. This one is called Peaceful, and it was a cream colored book that I found. And these are just books that I bought at the store, but again, they're 5 by 8, and they go in on 2 elastics. So there's 2 signatures there, and you can replace these after they're filled. They're replaceable. And that one has the little froggy on the back. So there's Peaceful. This one I just made recently. I might give this one away to someone. This was one that we did our little journaling group. I made a little vellum pocket here, and then it also has a pocket here with some paper in it. And this was a fabric collage that I received from Marjorie. And again, it holds the 2 5 by 8 with 2 elastics. And it does have a little, I think I did a video on this one as well, or a flip through. Has 2 pockets here. These are 2 vellum pockets with business card size pieces in there with the little bunnies. And then it does have the pocket there. Oops, wrong way. And this again was from Marjorie, one of her little fabric clusters. Just love them. So that was the bunny. Again, not sure about that one. I've made 3 of these. These were all from the same size book. They were poetry books. Alpha of the Plow First series. And they already had this little stamp in them, and then I just created some little inserts. There's 3 inserts that go in there, and they are sewn in, and they have lined paper in them. So that's the little mushroom one. I say I've done so many of these, it's just I'm getting such a pile of them. Again, another one. This is with the green sari silk with butterflies on it. It's a very tall one. This one is 8 3/4 excuse me, by 5 1/4. So you could probably get an 8 by 5 in here. And again, I've just created some folders to show you the size, but you could put some paper in these and sew them into this. This could be your cover, and then you would have your journals. And again, it has the 2 elastics. And then there's this one. This was from a book, and I actually tried this just actually last week, putting this little hanger here. So you could put hang some charms from this, some little bulb pins and some charms, whatever you like. And I've just used a rivet to hold it in there. And again, this is just a book with 2 elastics in it. And it is 9 inches by 6 inches, 6 by 9. So you could create your own journals and put them in. You can get 2 of them in there. And this one is the mushrooms, light blue with mushrooms. This one is the gray one. And again, it has the 2 5 by 8 inserts with blank pages in them. And it has the 2 signatures, 2 elastics. Now these are one above the other, so you do have to pull the elastic up, but they do fit fine in there. And I've used, this was one of the first ones I did, I think, and I used some black duct tape in there. So there's that one. And these 2 were some of the originals. This one holds mixed media paper. They both hold mixed media paper. So it's Strathmore 300 series mixed media paper, 90 pound wet and dry media, acid free. And this one is the teapot. It has heated hold-in pages on the front and back, and then it has sewn-in signatures, and this is the wet mixed media paper, and it has 2 signatures in there. So there's that one, and then the hummingbirds with the flower on the back. And again, this is the mixed media paper, heated hold-in page on the inside and on the back, and it has the wet mixed media paper in there. So these I'm going to try and sell. I know they have copyright, so I can't actually put them on my Etsy shop, but if you're interested in any of them, please email me. Like I say, I'm going to try and sell them and get rid of some of these. If you're interested in any of them, just let me know. And again, these little bundles of notebooks, recycled books. And then the big binder. There's just, once I get rid of these, then I can start creating a few more journals that I like. I'm going to have to try and use up some of these planner pages. So I will be making more of these for gifts for family and friends. But again, I have to get rid of what I have. So any of them that you're interested in, please leave a comment below or contact me through email or through my Instagram channel, Darlene's Creative Studio. You can find me on Instagram, Etsy, or Facebook. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk to you real soon.